When Sulaiman arrived, the king said, "O Sulaiman, there are still people in my kingdom who are deprived of justice. Can you think of a way to ensure that everyone receives justice without delay?" Minister Sulaiman respectfully replied, "Your Majesty, if you allow, I will disguise myself as a common man and move among the people to understand their problems firsthand." The king smiled and said, "This is why I trust you above all. Go and bring me the truth, no matter what it is." A few days later, Minister Sulaiman, dressed in old clothes, took a walking stick and set out to explore the city. He visited marketplaces, sat in mosques, listened to conversations in tea houses, and carefully heard the complaints of the people. Some of the complaints were indeed serious. A butcher was mixing water into the meat. A merchant was selling fake goods with lies. A judge was taking bribes. And many helpless people were wandering for justice. Sulaiman took notes, gathered evidence, and returned to the palace to report to the king. He not only shared the problems but also suggested practical solutions. The king said, "You have done an excellent job. Now we will take action, but let the justice we deliver serve as both a lesson and a chance for correction." The first case was the corrupt judge. The king summoned him to the court. The judge thought he would get away as usual, but when the king presented all the evidence, he was stunned. Following Sulaiman's advice, the king gave the judge a chance to admit his fault and apologize publicly. The judge, ashamed, confessed and asked for forgiveness. The king forgave him on the condition that he would dedicate the rest of his life to honest justice. If he failed again, he would face severe punishment. Next, the king summoned the butcher and the merchant. Witnesses testified against them as well. Sulaiman explained to them how cheating others ultimately destroys oneself. They were given a chance to repent and promised to earn their living honestly from then on. Weeks passed, and a visible change came over the kingdom. People felt more confident to speak out, knowing their voices would be heard. Justice began to flourish and happiness spread among the people. However, things were not so simple. Some courtiers grew jealous of Sulaiman's wisdom. One of them, named Farid, began plotting against him. Farid wanted Sulaiman removed from the court so he could become the king's closest advisor. One day, Farid brought a false accusation claiming that Sulaiman was secretly selling state secrets to enemies. The king was shocked, but wise. He refused to punish anyone without evidence. He said to Farid, "If you're telling the truth, bring me proof." Farid panicked but still managed to present fake witnesses and forged documents. The king listened carefully and then summoned Minister Sulaiman to explain. Sulaiman calmly said, "Your Majesty, if I were disloyal, I wouldn't have worked so hard to improve justice. Please investigate, and the truth will reveal itself." The king ordered a secret investigation, and soon the reality came to light. Farid's lies were exposed, and his false witnesses were caught. He was called to court, and his deceit was revealed before all. Farid begged for forgiveness, but the king punished him to ensure no innocent person would be falsely accused again. Once again, Sulaiman's honesty and loyalty were proven. The king praised him before the entire court and said, "A wise minister like Sulaiman is a blessing for any kingdom." Time passed, the kingdom grew stronger, and the justice system became even more powerful. Minister Sulaiman established a system of fairness, wisdom, and compassion that was remembered for generations. The friendship and trust between the king and his minister had one shared goal: the well-being of their people. One day the king said to Sulaiman, "Without you, I could never have made this kingdom so prosperous. You not only brought my dreams to life, but also helped win the people's trust." Sulaiman smiled and replied, "Your Majesty, serving a just king is the greatest honor for me. When a ruler is sincere, his ministers naturally walk the right path." And thus the story ends with the lesson that when a king is just and a minister is wise, peace, happiness, and progress flourish in the land. Not only do the people enjoy a better life, but future generations also benefit from the legacy of good leadership.